Now, if you are a traveler like me, and you're pregnant, very pregnant like me, this video is definitely for you. Hey, I'm Kristen Sarah, and this is Hopscotch the Globe. If you're new to this channel and you love to travel, you want to know how to travel cheaper, easier, more efficiently. If you love food, if you love culture, if you love people, if you love community, that's what this channel is all about. So subscribe and join the travel tribe. I'm just over 6 months pregnant now, and I've been traveling nonstop since I found out. One of the most popular questions or concerns that I get is, how is it to fly pregnant, especially on long haul flights? So in this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you my tips, my hacks on how to have the best flight possible when you're preggo. Now, number one, upgrade your seat. Upgrading doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have tens of thousands of extra dollars hanging around that you can just use on a first class ticket. It also doesn't mean business. It could mean Economy Plus. Economy Plus does not cost nearly as much as a business class or first class ticket does, but it gives you extra leg room. Sometimes it gives you extra recline on your chair. Just having that extra room to move around and just like stretch out your legs feels so good. When it comes to price, it doesn't even compare to a first class ticket. It is budget friendly. To give you an example, I just flew from Toronto to Japan with a layover in Amsterdam, and my upgrade from Toronto to Amsterdam was about $40–50, and then from Amsterdam to Japan it was about $70. So that's like just over $100 to have this extra comfort. It was so much better flying that way. Another thing I would recommend is to pay, if you have to get an aisle seat. When you're pregnant, you pee a lot. I'm sure you know this by now. And also, not just that, but it's good to get up and stretch, which we're gonna talk about, and just move around. I personally don't like having to tap the person next to me, tell them to get up every 20 minutes, half an hour, so that I can use the restroom or stretch. I'd rather just have the freedom to get up and do whatever I need to do without asking someone to move for me. Also, another little hack, the armrest in the aisle seat actually goes up. There's like a little trigger underneath it. If you click that, you can lift the armrest. Not many people know about that, but now you do. Head to the airport a little bit earlier. Give yourself a little bit of extra time than you usually would to check in and go through security. Last thing you want to feel is like you're in a rush. You want to feel as relaxed as possible and make the experience as pleasant as possible. If you're checking a bag or you decide to check in at the airport instead of ahead of time, when you get to the desk, tell the person who's checking you in that you're pregnant. You might get lucky. If there is extra room in the other class seats, you might get upgraded. You never know, especially if they see that cute bump of yours. This next one, many people actually don't know they can do this, and you do not have to be pregnant to do it either. It's called opting out. When you're going through security at the airport, you can choose to opt out, which means you don't have to go through the metal detector or the x-ray machine. You know that machine where you put your hands up and it does a scan of your body? Yeah, you can get out of that. Instead, you'll get a physical pat down. Priority boarding. This one is one of my favorites. You know when your flight is boarding and there's like those huge lineups and you have zone 5? Well, it doesn't matter when you're pregnant because you're priority. It is true, when they call priority boarding and first class, business class people come on up, that means you. When you're pregnant, you are priority, so you get to go to the front of the line, and who doesn't like to go to the front of the line? Whatever you're bringing on the flight, whether it is your carry-on luggage or a backpack or whatever, pack lots of snacks. Oh my God, you need to pack lots of snacks. This is so necessary. I always bring a ridiculous amount of snacks. Sia, my husband, comments on it every time. He's like, do you think you have enough snacks? And I'm like, no. There's never a time when I have too many snacks. This is especially true if you have dietary restrictions, and then add that the fact that you're pregnant and there are restrictions for food as well, things you can't have. It's nice to have your own bag of food, of snacks, things that you know you can eat. And for me, I just feel comfortable knowing I always have food on me. Even if I'm not pregnant, I still feel the same way. Try to pack as light as possible because the last thing you want is to have this heavy bag or heavy suitcase that you have to lug around while you're pregnant. And even if you are packing light, don't be afraid to ask for help, especially when lifting your bag and putting it in the overhead. Prenatal vitamins. Be sure to take them out of your main suitcase and bring them with you on your flight, especially if you're taking a long flight, so you don't forget to take them. When you get on your flight, if they can't already see that you're pregnant, for me, I don't have a problem. Tell the flight attendants that you are pregnant. Every time that I've done this, they have been so extra nice, brought me extra water, extra pillows. I even got a postcard and a little keychain on my last flight telling me that they wish me nothing but the best of luck. It was just super sweet. Compression socks, something that I have not used until recently. Compression socks are these special socks that are pretty expensive, but a really good thing to have when you're pregnant and flying. Travelers use them in general. You don't have to be pregnant to use them and benefit from them. But when you are pregnant, you're more prone to blood clots. Wearing compression socks when you're flying keeps your circulation flowing, which is super important, and also helps prevent blood clots. Wear loose clothing, or don't wear clothing. Actually, I probably wouldn't be allowed. Would I be allowed on the flight if I looked like this? I feel like people would just let me because, again, you're pregnant, you can get away with anything. Get off your butt every hour or two and exercise. It doesn't matter how ridiculous you look. Actually, you're gonna look adorable doing some squats down the aisle like this. Like this. Yes, people will look. And some might think you're a little odd, but who cares? Because it's good for you. It is super important for everyone to get up during a flight every once in a while to get that blood flowing, that circulation flowing, but when you're pregnant, it is extra important to do so. I get up every hour, sometimes max 2 hours, and I do my exercises. So I do my squats, I do my leg stretches, my arm stretches, I move my feet around. Sometimes there are even stairs if you're on a double-decker flight that you can walk up and down, or just walking up and down the aisles a couple of times before going back to your seat. Get that H2O. It is important for everyone to stay extra hydrated when they're flying, but it is especially important for pregnant women. As you probably know, if you're pregnant, we get extra thirsty. When you're flying, you get even more thirsty, and it's good to keep hydrated. It's really good for your body, so keep that H2O flowing. Avoid caffeine drinks and anything that's extra sugary. Stick to water, some juices. Give that belly a massage. And your feet, and your arms, and your legs, and your hands. Just pamper yourself. It's good to massage yourself when you're on a flight. It feels good. Passes time. It's good for your circulation again, especially because your hands and your feet tend to swell just in general when you're pregnant, but extra when you're flying. So it just feels so nice to just massage it out and get that blood flow going. And perhaps the most important of all is make sure you can fly. Every woman is different. Every pregnancy is different. So it's important to talk to your doctor or your midwives ahead of time, tell them your travel plans and see how you are and what advice they have to give to you. Also check with the airlines and make sure you can fly, because a lot of airlines don't let you fly if you're 36 weeks or more pregnant, and 32 weeks if you're having twins. The last thing that they want, and probably you want, is to give birth on a plane. Sounds like a horror movie. Another thing to consider, doesn't really have much to do with flying, but it's an important point to make, is if you are traveling internationally, whether it's by car or flight or train or whatever, make sure your travel insurance covers you, because some will only cover you up to a certain point during your pregnancy. There are many that will not cover you when you're 8 weeks before your birth date. So make sure you check with your travel insurance to see that you're covered so that you can have that peace of mind. All right, my beautiful pregnant women out there who have travels ahead of you, just know that you can do it. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't travel when you're pregnant, because you can do it. I'm living proof. I've been doing it for the last 6 months, and you can be comfortable doing it. I hope my tips and my hacks help you have a great flight and a great trip, because you deserve it, and so does that cute bump of yours. And if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, because we got a lot more travel hack, travel tips, travel inspiration videos coming your way that you don't want to miss.